The Nigerian national football team, nicknamed Super Eagles or previously Green Eagles, is the national team representing Nigeria and is controlled by the Nigeria Football Federation. During April 1994, Super Eagles ranked 5th in the FIFA World Rankings, the highest ranking achieved by an African football team. They are the current Africa Cup of Nations champions. They have won the Africa Cup of Nations a total of 3 times, and have reached 3 times the FIFA World Cup round of 16. They have qualified for 5 of the last 6 World Cups, with their first appearance coming in the United States in 1994. History: after playing other colonies in unofficial games since the 1930s, Nigeria played its first official game in October 1949, while still a British colony. The team played warm-up games in England against various amateur teams like Dulwich Hamlet, Bishop Auckland and South Liverpool. The team's first major success was a gold medal in the second All-Africa Games, with third-place finishes in the 1976 and 1978 African Cup of Nations to follow. In 1980 the team had such players as Leyton Orient's John Chiadozie and Tunji Banjo, and the Muda Lawal/Christian Chukwu-led Super Eagles won the cup for the first time in Lagos. Nigeria won the men's football event at the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta, beating Mexico, Brazil and Argentina in the process. They were runners-up in the same event, losing to Argentina in a rematch of the 1996 event. In 1984 and 1988, Nigeria reached the Cup of Nations final, losing both times to Cameroon. 3 of the 4 African titles won by Cameroon have been won by defeating Nigeria. Missing out to Cameroon on many occasions has created an intense rivalry between both nations. 2 notable occasions: narrowly losing out on qualification for the 1990 World Cup and then the controversial final of the 2000 African Cup of Nations where a goal scored by Victor Ikpiba during a penalty shootout was disallowed by the referee. Suspension: on July 9, 2014, the FIFA Emergency Committee indefinitely suspended the Nigeria Football Federation. As such, the NFF is banned from taking part in any regional, continental or international competitions. The verdict is due to a decision by a High Court of Nigeria preventing the NFF President, the NFF Executive Committee members, and the NFF Congress from handling affairs in Nigerian football until the court proceedings have finished. The suspension applies to the Nigerian national football team as well. FIFA indicated that the suspension will be lifted once the court actions have been withdrawn. FIFA World Cup, 1994 World Cup first added, Nigeria finally reached the World Cup for the first time in 1994. They were managed by Clemens Westerhoff. Nigeria topped their group which included Argentina, Bulgaria, and Greece. Nigeria defeated Bulgaria 3-0, lost to Argentina 1-2, and reached the second round after a 2-0 victory over Greece. In the second round Nigeria played Italy and took the lead with a goal from Amunike at 25 minutes. Nigeria were within 2 minutes of qualifying for the quarter-finals of the 1994 World Cup in the game against Italy but Roberto Baggio scored to take the game to extra time. He also scored the eventual winning goal. The game ended 2-1 in favor of the Italians. 1998 World Cup. In 1998 Nigeria returned to the World Cup alongside Cameroon, Morocco, Tunisia, and South Africa. Optimism was high due to its manager Bora Milutinovic and the return of most 1994 squad members. In the final tournament Nigeria were drawn into Group D with Spain, Bulgaria, Paraguay. Nigeria scored a major upset by defeating Spain 3-2 after coming back twice from being 1-0 and 2-1 down. The Eagles qualified for the second round with a win against Bulgaria and a loss to Paraguay. The team's hopes of surpassing its 1994 performance was shattered after a 1-4 loss to Denmark. 2002 and 2006 World Cups, the 2002 World Cup in Korea and Japan, saw Nigeria again qualify with optimism. With a new squad in distinctive pastel green kits the Super Eagles were expected to build on its strong performances in the 2000 and 2002 African Cup of Nations. Nigeria were drawn into Group F with powerhouses Sweden, Argentina, and England. The first game against Argentina started with a strong defence that kept the first half scoreless. In the 61st minute, Gabriel Batistuta breached a Nigerian defence to put Argentina in the lead 1-0 and win the game. Nigeria's second game against Sweden saw them take the lead but later lose 2-1. Nigeria then drew 0-0 with England and bowed out in the first round. Nigeria missed out on qualification for the 2006 World Cup after finishing level on points in the qualification group with Angola, but having an inferior record in the matches between the sides. 2010 World Cup. On November 14, 2009, Nigeria qualified for the 2010 World Cup after defeating Kenya by 3-2 in Nairobi. Nigeria lost its opening match against Argentina 1-0 at Ellis Park Stadium following a Gabriel Heinze header in the 6th minute. In its second game, Nigeria led early on by a goal from Kaluash. A red card against Sani Keita gave Greece the advantage. Greece scored the equaliser late in the first half and Nigeria conceded the second goal in the second half and lost the game 2-1. They then drew 2-2 with South Korea with goals from Kaluash and Yakubu but failed to qualify for the next round. On June 30, 2010, following the team's early exit and poor showing, the president of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, suspended the national football team from international competition for 2 years. This suspension put the team at risk of being banned from international football by FIFA for reasons of political interference. On July 5, 2010, the Nigerian government rescinded its ban of the national football team from FIFA CAF football competitions, but the sanction of suspension was applied by FIFA some 3 months after. On October 4, 2010, Nigeria was indefinitely banned from international football due to government interference following the 2010 World Cup. 4 days later, however, the ban was provisionally lifted until October 26, the day after the officially unrecognized National Association of Nigerian Footballers dropped its court case against the NFF. 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil, Nigeria failed to get to the round of 8 with a 2-0 loss versus France by a Paul Pogba header and an own goal by Yobo. World Cup record. Notes: all African nations withdrew due to a lack of qualifying berths. Africa Cup of Nations record, red border color indicates tournament was held on home soil. FIFA Confederations Cup, other achievements, 1. There were 3 editions of the LG Cup held in 2004 in April, August and October. Recent Nigeria results. Kit history, coaching staff, current squad. The following players were named to the squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Caps and goals current as of June 30, 2014 after match against France. All caps goals against FIFA members only. Recent call-ups, the following players have also been called up to the Nigeria squad within the last 12 months. Records, as of June 30, 2014, managers, source, references. External links, NFF official site. Kickoff Nigeria Euro Nigerian Football Soccer News, greeneagles.org Euro Unofficial database of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, RSSSF Archive of Results 1955 Euro 2008.